In this movie, I'm going to show you about the MiniControl in Adobe Connect. It's a new feature. A lot of people turn it off because they're intimidated by it. I've gotten used to it and I really like it. There is one glitch for Mac users and I'm going to show you that. But let's get started talking about it. First of all, I'm going under the meeting menu, and you have to be a host to be able to do this. Under the meeting menu, I'm going to Preferences. I'm going to Screen Share. And down here is a checkbox you can toggle to enable it or disable it. It's called the MiniControl Panel, and it's only for screen sharing. So I'm making sure it's turned on. I'm clicking Done. And now I'm going to share my screen. So I choose Share My Screen, and it gives me the option. I'm going to use desktop. That means if I go back and forth between applications, there won't be any issue. If I choose application, I'm going to have to stay just within that one application, which is okay if that's what you're doing. And then Windows is just going to give me all the open windows to pick from, and then I can just share one window. I don't like to use this Make SharePod Full Screen for Attendees dialog right here because I prefer to let them do it themselves. There's a little icon up here that's 4 arrows that can always make any pod go full screen. So I don't like to choose that. I think it's confusing for people. They lose all of their controls and they get intimidated by that. So I'm choosing the display here because I have 2 monitors, and I'm going to click Share. So I just happen to have an Adobe Illustrator file open here. That is what is showing because that's what's on my desktop right now. So I have this little button down here in the lower right hand corner that I can now use the MiniControl. The first button allows me to toggle between seeing a thumbnail of what I'm showing and then hiding that so that it's just the control. This does not show for attendees. It's only for the presenter or the host. So here I'm clicking to show it. This is the only glitch that I have found, and it's for Mac users. This pause and annotate button does not always work for me on a Mac. I have to click it several times. It does eventually work, and I don't know why that's happening, but here I'm clicking and it's just not going back. What it's supposed to do, and now it's really not going back, there we go. It takes you back to the room so that you're able to go back to talking about whatever it is you want to talk about, and then you can just click resume and it takes you back again. So if, for example, if you needed to go back and maybe use the green pointer or annotate it in some way that you couldn't really do while you're sharing screen. So that's a nice feature, but it doesn't work very well on a Mac. I'm just being honest. Down here, if I was using my webcam, this would be green. Microphone, again, I don't have my audio turned on in the Connect room right now. There's my speaker. All of these different buttons down here, if you hover over them, this is the attendee list. If somebody is commenting in a chat pod and you want to see it, there'll be a little red symbol here that will tell you that someone has chatted, and you can actually click on that and get a view of the chat pod. There's nothing in there right now because it's just me. And any notifications that pop up if someone stepped away, things like that that you get notified for normally in Adobe Connect would show up here. So this is the MiniControl, and again, just for that one glitch for Mac users, but I'm always in the room from another computer anyway, so if something were to happen and I couldn't get back, I could still, the stop sharing button would still work, and I also love to have a second computer in there just for peace of mind. But this is the MiniControl panel, and it's a new feature in Adobe Connect, and I really like it.